I realized my last video was really boring, so I thought I would spice this one up real quick for you. Introducing me. It's a clone. She doesn't say much. We're working on that. So my life for you right now. My life included a lot of theater stuff and music. And I could show you a clip from that because I actually did get it recorded on this very camera. But it's French and you probably wouldn't understand. But you probably would understand this, so I'm going to show it to you anyway. Yeah, that was a good time. There was also some of this. And a couple of these. Which then led to this. Yep. It's a good time. Alright, so I spiced up the video, now I have nothing to do. I should bring the clone back in. No. No. My question for you, that's not really a question, since you said you were getting writing again, can I have an excerpt? Can you read me a little something from it? So, I guess that means I have to do it too, but I'm going to respond to your question first while I try to find something to read. I would definitely go British. Not that there's anything wrong with Mexicans, but I don't know, that accent, that's pretty friggin' sexy, just saying. So yeah, I've been working on mine, trying to get it edited for June so that I can get the free proof copy and it would actually kind of look nice and people could read it without saying, wow, did you even edit this? It hasn't gone through 47 drafts yet, but it's coming along. I'm not going to actually read a piece from the one that I'm editing. I'm going to read you something that hasn't been edited. I'm just going to read it and edit it later. The team took off at a dead sprint, the majority of them very competitive. Mikey was up at the front of the pack, and I found myself drifting backwards. As we reached the building, I stopped running, breathing deeply to rid myself of the stitch in my side. The team ran ahead without me, even Taylor, whom I knew to be in worse shape than I was. She had drive, though, a need to prove to everyone that every stereotype they'd made about her was wrong. This drive proved to be too much for my stamina to match, and I found myself standing outside the building, alone in the warm summer night. I could hear panting from behind and spun around to see who it was. Jake was behind me, a hand over his side as he stretched his stitch out, grimacing to himself. Damn cigarettes, he said. Really should quit the little bastards. He looked over at me as if noticing me for the first time. Though I knew he'd already seen me, I doubted he talked to himself. He cocked an eyebrow at me, and for some reason I didn't turn away. "What's your excuse?" he asked, almost smirking. Normally I would have simply responded with, "I suck," but that wouldn't be appropriate with him. However, I felt a sudden urge to talk with this guy. It was my first real chance to do so without Mikey being around, and since Mikey was the aim of all this bullying, I figured I stood a better chance now of seeing into him, of getting to know what drove him, what he was really like. I felt a sudden surge of hope at this, like I could really make a difference. "Stitch," I said simply, trying to sound like I wasn't pissed off at his existence. "Give me a moment, I'll bounce back." "Yeah, I think I'm done for the night," he said, pulling out a cigarette to prove his point. "So says the nicotine." "Ever tried quitting?" I asked, still trying my hardest to sound casual. He snorted. "Yeah, but if I'm gonna die of cancer anyway, I might as well be in control of it." "That's horrible," I said. "Do you not have any outlook on your life?" He smiled a wicked grin that unnerved me for a moment. "Going down in flames and glory, kid," he said. "No better way to make a name for yourself in this goddamn world than to die." "Who's going to care, though?" I asked, not realizing how rude that sounded until it was too late. I tried to pass it off as concerned. "I mean, loads of people die, right?" "Hell," he said, "everyone dies, but you gotta die for something." "And you're gonna bring down the Holocaust again, is that what you got?" I asked, my anger resurfacing. God, I was bad at keeping my cool. He smiled at me and winked, lighting his cigarette. I'd rain down hell if I could. He brought the lung cancer to his lips and took a long drag. I shuddered away from him slightly and looked towards the door where I hoped our team would emerge. I didn't feel like I was done yet, though, so I turned back to him. You couldn't do it, I said, catching his attention. Kill someone, I mean. Don't think so, he asked, then smiled, taking another drag. It's all in the planning, he said, letting the smoke out into the air. You play it right, and dogs will kill each other. You really hold that much of a grudge, I asked. I'm only getting started, he said with a wink, and turned back to his cigarette. I'd had enough. I went back to the building to look for my team. A sudden fear Jake would try to burn down the building while I was inside, causing me to run. There's no reasoning with this man. So that's my excerpt. That took numerous cuts. I obviously have to practice reading aloud or fix the book so that it flows better. But like I said, it's unedited, so that's raw typing. So yeah, I want to hear something of yours. Just read me something that you've written recently. Nothing I've already read before, though. Yep. See you next week.